morning, everyone. Welcome to season 1, episode 6 of Wake Up Smell the. I am Richie, the weirdo with braids who tells you how to cook things in the kitchen. And today the thing we're going to go over is chicken fried steak. And as always, you can catch the Instagram, which I have never actually put anything on just yet. I'm still trying to figure out which thing to take the best picture with to get it on there, and I'm super sorry about that. But please add me, and eventually I'll get some things up there. That's at Instagram. It's all Wake Up Smell the, all one word, but each new word is capitalized. At Gmail, it's wakeupsmellthe@gmail.com, all little letters. As I said today, it'll be chicken fried steak. I got that recipe from this neat little book, my girl Martha, and we actually got it at a party. I don't know why I'd show you that. And I like this book a lot for really just like American cuisine. It's very just simple recipes like the one we're going to do today. My thank you to my mom and pa, as always, for making this possible. To the missus who lets me drill holes into everything everywhere and wears headphones while I record at night, and always just helping me move forward on these videos. To my down south family who helps me, in the continued critiquing. And my quote for today is, let go of the things you can't change and focus on the things you can. So, let's cook some food. So I've got these kind of smaller steaks that they sell down at the Kroger, which I don't know what they specifically call it. The term for smaller ones like this, they're called minute steaks. They're kind of tougher cuts that you can tenderize out. They're very inexpensive, which makes this very great for this recipe. And you're going to take out all your frustrations. Say your high school basketball coach who said you will never dunk and that he would never put you on the starting lineup. I am the law. Oh wait, it's not Judge Dredd, it's just dredge. What is dredging though? In this case, we need to have our flour and our egg wash. The egg wash needs to have enough water to thin it out to a water-like consistency so we don't get nasty clumps of egg after we are done with this process. So, we start out with our pounded steaks, we put them into the flour. The flour adheres to the steak. Then we put it from the flour to the egg. The egg adheres to the flour. Then we take it from our egg back to our flour to get a nice crispy outside, and the flour will then adhere back to the egg. Now I know what you're thinking. How many times a week does he have to shave that unibrow to look so debonair? Also, what is blanching and why do I have to do it? First off, in this instance, blanching is to par cook it, which is the case for most of the time. Also, blanching lets you reserve the color that you're looking for. It keeps it that nice vibrant green, especially when it comes to vegetables. There's other reasons for blanching, but we'll go over that in other recipes. But in this instance, what you want to do is bring up a pot, boiling, add salt to it to the point where you can actually taste the salt in the water. That's how you're going to flavor it out the gate. Then you're going to set up what we call a shock bath, which is just water with ice in it. In this instance, I'm going to use one of my Home Chef ice packs that comes with the in the box. And that's going to stop the cooking process like that. That way you put it in a nice spot where all you have to do is do on the pickup or fire, as we would say at work, is to bring a saute pan up with some oil, drop your broccolini in, salt, pepper, toss it once with some garlic, put it into the oven, and you're pretty much ready to go. That way you can do it all at once, and it preserves the color from not making it gray. So we're going to do our broccolini for about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. You want to go till it's just a little bit tender and you can kind of squeeze it just a little bit. You can also taste the piece to see if that's what you're looking for. Then we'll shock bath it, and that's pretty much blanching in a nutshell. When it comes to pan frying, I'm going to need an oil that can take the heat, literally. Canola oil has a high smoke point, which means I can bring it up to 350 without it burning, and thus making the chicken fried steaks, taste burnt as well. So, let's go ahead and measure out our oil, our flour, and our milk for later usage in that roux after we fry our chicken fried steak. Now it's time to fire. So, let's put this pan on at about medium heat. We're going to go ahead and put about a teaspoon of olive oil this time, because we're not worried about smoke point. We just want flavor because it goes well with our garlic and our salt and pepper when it comes down to it. We're going to hit a nice sear on the outside of that broccolini, and since it's already been cooked in the blanching method, we can have a reserve plate over here sprayed out, ready for the broccolini to be put on. Then it'll go bye-bye into the oven. We'll take this same pan, we're going to wipe it out, and put in that canola oil, bring it up to 350, which you can check with your digital thermometer, or alternately, you can take a little bit of a sprinkle of flour and drop it in there, and if it bubbles without burning, you're pretty much there. And we'll slowly put those in, get them golden brown on each side, about 3 to 4 minutes. Then we'll transfer that same steaks into that same pan that we had underneath with the broccolini. Then both of them will go bye-bye and get to know each other in the oven. Then we'll move on to that gravy. Now it's time to build the gravy. So we have that pan with the oil that's picked up all those bits and drippings and just beautiful flavor from our chicken fried steaks. We've removed our steaks and put them into the oven to either warm or come up more if you would like it to be a little bit more well done. You need to get rid of almost all the oil, but about a tablespoon of it. Grab yourself a wooden spatula to get the bits and pieces out of the pan without scraping up the pan. Then we're going to take that little bit of flour, I believe it's a tablespoon, reserved at the end. We're going to put that into the oil at a low temperature. We're going to let that cook for about a minute to a minute and a half till it gets a little bit of a nutty smell to it. Then you need to add your milk or cream. For me, lactose milk, because regular milk and cream gives me the toots. We're going to incorporate that at a low temperature at first. Then we're going to bring it up to a low boil. The boil now lets the flour cook fully into this and thicken. Then you're going to do, we get that great nap egg. Take a spoon, put the back end of it into your gravy until you can run your finger through it, and it'll keep a line while the top and bottom are still there, almost like a nice sludge, if you will. That's the worst way to call the gravy, but it's kind of the truth. And specifically when it comes to white gravy for chicken fried steak, you want to add pepper. Not too much, but a little bit, because peppery gravy, white gravy, is fantastic with a country fried steak. Alright, so we've got our country fried steak, our broccolini with garlic, and our mashed taters. So we'll go ahead and taste the steak. That steak may look a little country, but that taste is rock and roll. Thank you for joining me again this week for episode, I don't even know, it's like 6 or 7 by now. If you made it all the way through, thank you. Questions, comments, concerns, all that. And we'll see you next week. And remember, you came, you sauteed, you conquered. So we need to work on another camera just for your reactions.